The sound of her spoon clinking against the mug was the only thing breaking the silence. It was early morning, too early for endings. Sunlight crawled across the kitchen tiles, soft and golden, catching the steam that rose from her coffee. She didn't look at me when she said it. Maybe we should end it. No tremor in her voice. No tears. Just quiet finality, like she was reading a grocery list. For a moment I thought I'd misheard her. I stared at the scar on the edge of the wooden table, the one from when we first moved in and she dropped a wine bottle during unpacking. We'd laughed then. Now that scar was the only thing between us. My chest tightened, but I forced a breath out slowly. "You're serious?" She nodded once. Still calm. Still avoiding my eyes. The air felt thick, the kind that clings to you before a storm. I wanted to ask why. I wanted to ask who. But all that came out was, "What happened to us, Anna?" She finally looked up. There was something hollow in her eyes, like she'd already left, and this was just her body staying behind for the cleanup. "Nothing happened," she said softly. "That's the problem. It's just nothing." That word hit me like a slap. Nothing. But there had been something. I remembered the nights we stayed up till 2 talking about everything and nothing. The road trips, the late-night cooking disasters, her laugh echoing through the hall. Something had happened. It was happening now, it was dying. I tried to steady my voice. "You don't just wake up one morning and decide to end 5 years. Tell me the truth." Her fingers twitched on the mug. A flash of guilt, quick but visible. "I've been trying to," she whispered. There it was. The sentence that changed the air between us. I leaned forward, pulse thudding in my ears. "Trying to what?" She hesitated, then said, "I met someone." The world narrowed to that single confession. The hum of the refrigerator faded. The ticking clock on the wall became unbearable. My throat felt raw, though I hadn't said a word. I laughed, bitter and small. "Of course." She flinched just slightly. "It wasn't planned. He's just easy to talk to." I stood up. The chair scraped harshly against the tile. A sound like a wound tearing open. "You mean easier than me?" Her lips parted, but she didn't answer. That silence was confirmation enough. I wanted to shout, to smash the mug, to demand details, but what good would that do? Every word would just etch the betrayal deeper into my skin. Instead I asked, "Is it serious?" She shook her head quickly. "No. It's not like that. He listens." I feel seen again. The irony burned. I'd spent months trying to get her to talk. Every time I asked what was wrong, she said she was just tired. That work was stressful. That she needed space. And now she'd found her space in someone else's presence. I walked to the window, gripping the sill. The morning outside was beautiful, quiet, painfully indifferent. "Who is he?" I asked. She hesitated, then said, "You don't know him." "That's not what I asked." Her silence again. That silence was heavier than any confession. I turned to face her, my voice trembling. "It's Mark, isn't it?" Her eyes widened. Just a flicker, but enough. Mark, the photographer from her office. The one who always called her partner in crime at team dinners. The one she swore was just funny. I let out a breath that sounded like a laugh and a sob at once. "Unbelievable." "Please don't make this ugly," she said quietly. "It's already hard enough." I stared at her, that calm tone slicing through me like glass. "You already did that." For a long time neither of us spoke. The only sound was her slow, shaky breathing. Then without really thinking I said, "If you're so sure you want to end it, go ahead. But before you do, check your phone." Her brow furrowed. "What?" "Just check it," I said. She pulled out her phone hesitantly, unlocked it, and froze. Her face drained of color. Because on her screen was a message thread. Her messages with Mark. Screenshots. Every "miss you," every photo, every time-stamped lie. "I already knew," I said quietly. "I just wanted to see if you'd tell me the truth." She looked up at me, trembling now, the calm gone from her voice. "How did you?" "I didn't snoop. He sent them to me. Last night." Her lips parted, confusion overtaking guilt. "He what?" I nodded slowly. "Turns out he has a girlfriend. She found out about you too and made him come clean." Anna's hands were shaking. "Oh my God. I wanted to hear it from you," I said. "But you couldn't even give me that." She pressed a hand to her forehead, eyes wet now. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I swear I didn't. Yeah, I murmured. Neither did he, apparently. The silence stretched again, but this time it wasn't heavy, it was hollow. A vacuum where love used to live. I walked toward the doorway, the kitchen suddenly too small for both of us. Wait, she said, voice breaking. What are you going to do? I turned, looked at her one last time. She looked smaller somehow, like a stranger wearing the face of someone I used to love. What I should have done months ago, I said. Let go. She reached for me, desperate now, but I stepped back. You wanted an ending, Anna. Here it is. And then for the first time since she spoke those words, I felt calm, cold, clear calm. Because endings aren't always about loss. Sometimes they're just the truth finally spoken aloud. As I walked out, the morning sun spilled across the floor, blinding for a moment. Behind me, I heard her whisper my name, soft and broken. But I didn't turn around. I'd already replied. And my reply had changed everything.